Have you ever found yourself wondering, after a successful sale or a hefty payout through Stripe, okay, the money's there, but how do I actually get into my bank account? If you've used Stripe or are considering it for your business, this isn't just a casual thought. It's a fundamental question that dictates when and how you access your hard-earned revenue. It's the bridge between a digital transaction and tangible funds. And understanding this process is crucial for any entrepreneur, freelancer, or business owner navigating the world of online payments. In essence, yes, you absolutely can transfer money from Stripe to your bank account. That's the whole point. Stripe isn't a digital wallet like PayPal or a platform where you hold funds indefinitely. Its primary function is to facilitate the flow of money from your customers to you. The money you receive through Stripe transactions doesn't just sit in a Stripe account forever. It's designed to be paid out to your designated bank account. This process is called a payout, and it's surprisingly straightforward once you understand the mechanics. So, let's dive deeper into how this actually works. The first and most critical step is linking your bank account to your Stripe account. When you set up your Stripe account, you'll be prompted to provide your bank details. This typically includes your bank name, account number, and routing number for U.S. accounts, or an IBAN and SWIFT/BIC code for international accounts. Stripe uses these details to ensure that payouts are sent to the correct destination. It's paramount to double-check this information to avoid any delays or misdirection of funds. Think of it like setting up direct deposit for your paycheck. Accuracy is key. Once your bank account is linked, Stripe generally operates on an automatic payout schedule. This means you don't typically need to manually request each transfer. Stripe will automatically initiate payouts of your available balance to your bank account based on a predetermined schedule. The default schedule can vary depending on your region and the industry you operate in. For many new Stripe users, especially in the U.S., the initial payout schedule might be T+7. Transaction date +7 calendar days, meaning funds from a transaction will be available for payout 7 days after the transaction occurred. After a period of successful transactions and demonstrating a low risk profile, Stripe may automatically reduce this to T+2 or even T+1 for some established businesses. It's important to understand that this payout schedule applies to when the funds become available for payout, not necessarily when they land in your bank account. Once Stripe initiates a payout, it typically takes an additional 1 to 2 business days for funds to appear in your bank account, depending on your bank's processing times. So, if your payout schedule is T+7 and Stripe initiates a payout on a Monday, you might see the funds in your bank account by Wednesday or Thursday of that same week. Weekends and public holidays can, of course, extend these timelines, as banks typically only process transactions on business days. Now, while the automatic payout schedule is the default and most common method, there are some nuances and options you should be aware of. For instance, Stripe offers the ability to adjust your payout schedule in some cases. If you're a high-volume merchant with a good track record, you might be able to request a shorter payout period. Conversely, if your business operates with higher risk, e.g., certain industries prone to chargebacks, your payout schedule might be longer to mitigate that risk. These adjustments are typically managed through your Stripe dashboard settings, or in some cases, by contacting Stripe support directly. Another important consideration is the concept of reserve funds. In certain situations, particularly for new businesses in high-risk industries, or those experiencing a sudden surge in transaction volume, Stripe may hold a portion of your funds in reserve. This is a security measure designed to protect against potential chargebacks, refunds, or other financial liabilities. While a reserve might temporarily delay access to some of your funds, it's a standard practice in the payment processing industry and is usually communicated transparently by Stripe. Reserves are typically released after a specified period, assuming no issues arise. What about fees? Do you pay extra to transfer money from Stripe to your bank account? The good news is that the transfer of funds from Stripe to your bank account itself is generally free. Stripe's fees are primarily associated with processing transactions, e.g., a percentage of each transaction plus a fixed fee. The payout process is considered part of their core service. However, it's always wise to review Stripe's current pricing page for the most up-to-date and specific fee information, as policies can occasionally change. Also, Be mindful of any potential fees your own bank might charge for incoming transfers, though this is rare for standard ACH/bank transfers. One common question that arises is, what if I need the money faster? While Stripe doesn't offer instant payouts in the same way some other platforms might, they do have a feature called instant payouts available in some regions, primarily the US. This allows eligible users to receive payouts to a debit card within minutes, even on weekends and holidays, for a small fee. This can be a lifesaver for businesses that need immediate access to funds, perhaps for urgent inventory purchases or payroll. However, eligibility for instant payouts can depend on factors like your transaction history and risk profile. It's an excellent option to explore if time is of the essence for your cash flow. It's also important to be aware of payout minimums. Stripe typically has a minimum amount that must be in your available balance before a payout is initiated. This minimum is usually quite low, e.g., 50 cents USD, and is primarily in place to avoid processing tiny, inefficient transfers. For most businesses, this minimum will rarely be a hindrance. Troubleshooting payout issues is another area to cover. What if your payout seems delayed or doesn't arrive? The first step is always to check your Stripe dashboard. Stripe provides detailed payout reports, showing the status of each payout, the amount, the estimated arrival date, and the linked bank account. This is your primary source of truth. If a payout shows as paid in Stripe, but hasn't arrived in your bank account after the expected time frame, allowing for bank processing times, here are a few things to check. Bank account details, bank holidays, bank contact, Stripe support, bank account status. In conclusion, the ability to transfer money from Stripe to your bank account is not just a feature. It's a very core functionality that makes Stripe a viable payment solution for businesses. The process is designed to be largely automated, secure, and efficient, ensuring that the revenue you generate through online sales seamlessly makes its way into your financial ecosystem. By understanding the payout schedules, the importance of accurate bank details, and the available options like instant payouts, you can manage your cash flow effectively and confidently. Stripe takes on the heavy lifting of payment processing and fraud prevention, allowing you to focus on growing your business, safe in the knowledge that your funds are on their way. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.